Okay, hello everybody. Hello. And welcome. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to the beginning of a whole week of fun content. I hope you guys are excited. It's going to be quite the interesting week. We have literally entire game studios ending. We have game playthroughs ending. We have new games starting up. We have continuing playthroughs. We've got a wide variety of content from shooters to fighting games to RPGs to platforming exploration to kind of choose your own adventure style games. We've got everything, right? And this should be a great week for variety to end the month of September. We are officially now in the end of September. Okay? And it should be pretty interesting to see how it goes. All right, so welcome. Today is actually Monday, September 24th, 2018. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. Today's going to be fun, a good mix of content. We're going to start off with the conclusion of Max Payne. You may be saying, what the hell, the conclusion? Didn't you just start this on Friday? Well, indeed I did. And Max Payne has 3 separate parts, 3 different legs of the story. And the first part has 9 chapters, the second part has 5, the third part has 8. And I've already beaten the first 2 parts in one sitting of 4 hours. So, chances are, very strongly here, that we are going to be finishing up Max Payne on today's stream, considering it's around 8 parts. How long exactly will it take? I'm not sure. People are saying that the end of the game has some pretty intense enemy gauntlets that may have some issues, tackling, and I may die a bunch. And that's okay. This is the end of the game, and finally I'm having some trouble. That's all right. But if we do finish up Max Payne early, which there is a very strong chance we may, I doubt that it's going to take 4 hours to only beat the final third of the game if it only took 4 hours to beat the first 2/3, right? Then I'll be switching over early. And what else am I playing today? I'm playing Street Fighter V, which would make some people happy, I'm sure. I'm going to be playing with more Sagat. I tried out Sagat last Thursday in Street Fighter V, and quite frankly, he plays very different from the rest of the cast from what I've seen, and I like the character, although I get the feeling he's not very good. Being that Street Fighter V is a game that relies heavily on meaties, on easy mode pattern-like gameplay and setups, and Sagat seems more like he's a reactionary gameplay character, I actually think that he is at a massive disadvantage compared to the rest of the cast, okay? But, I'm going to try more with him. I'm going to see how I do, if I can get better with him, learn matchups, learn combos, etc. Okay? I guess we'll find out. I guess we shall find out how things go. Okay? So, ladies and gents, should be a fun day. So, Max Payne, when we finish Max Payne, switching over to Street Fighter V, and yes, my late night stream tonight also is Street Fighter V. Okay? Tomorrow, we're going to return to Dragon Quest XI for the first time in quite some time. I believe it was like the middle of last week, the last time we played it. It will be a main gameplay stream. All right, so the featured stream tomorrow, Dragon Quest XI. And then tomorrow night, we'll be doing the very final content ever from Telltale Games because they're going out of business. It's going to be episode 2 of The Walking Dead's final season, and boy, do they mean final season, because it's not even going to finish. It's going to be an episode that ends at a cliffhanger, and then we just kind of write off Telltale forever. Definitely I want to play the final episode, being that it is the last piece of content we'll ever get from these guys, and what a ride it's been, over the past 9 years. Right? Around 8 to 9 years that they've been making content consistently, these episodic games. I believe the first game I ever played from them was in 2010. It was Back to the Future. So for me, it's been about 8 years that I've been playing their games. I guess we'll have to see. So that's tomorrow, okay? Dragon Quest chill stream, and then the final content ever from Telltale Games. Then on Wednesday, I'm probably going to do another main stream of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. For those who have not been caught up with the playthrough, I'm nearing the end of the game. People who have beaten the game are telling me that I'm pretty much 1 to 2 sessions away from beating the game. We're kind of heading into the end game at this point, okay? So, that should be a good progression and maybe even getting near the end to the conclusion. And then Wednesday night is kind of up in the air. I'm probably either going to choose between more Street Fighter or more Dragon Quest, depending on how I'm feeling. I guess we'll see how it probably goes with Sagat, and we'll see how tomorrow's stream goes with Dragon Quest and play it by ear and go from there. Then on Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very special day on Thursday, and I hope if you at all can be here live for the stream, you will be. It's my special 10th anniversary retrospective event. I've never done anything like this before in my 10-year history as a content creator. What I'm going to be doing is going back on the stream and going back and watching my videos over the 10-year history that I've been a content creator. And we're going to watch a wide variety of stuff. We're going to be watching playthrough parts. We're going to be watching edited style content like game reviews. We're going to be watching vlogs. We're going to be watching, my year-end series. We're going to be watching quite a lot of content together and basically reacting and commentating on that live. What I'll probably be doing is every once in a while pause it and give some commentary on what I'm seeing. Because over the course of 10 years, boy, have things changed. As someone who just started off on YouTube at the very beginning of it all, I started off as a guy who just had a camera that wasn't even an HD camera, okay? Pointed in a crazy direction, like a crooked direction, at my television, and commentating on what I was seeing. And sometimes I would even be drunk and I wouldn't take it seriously. Then eventually taking it more seriously as I got more popularity on YouTube, buying a better camera, starting to do full game playthroughs instead of just like one-off videos here or there. Then eventually, upgrading even more the setup to a much better camera and buying new equipment and having people over constantly to do co-op playthroughs and the like with me. And then adapting direct capture and live streaming. And, all the ups and downs that have been, all the things I've done, conventions I've attended, and all the things over the years that have been part of my journey, my 10-year journey as a content creator. It's going to be a really fun event, in my opinion. I think that's going to be unique and different, and definitely, certainly to see how stuff has changed over the years, kind of the running history of everything, right? And I want to say special thanks to my patrons, because those who've been patrons of mine in the past couple of months have been nominating their favorite moments of my 10-year legacy on my forums, and I'm going to use that as kind of the blueprint or the guideline for what for what I'm going to be doing, okay, on this event, this special event. So it should be pretty cool, and I'm very much looking forward to doing that on Thursday. I really am. It's going to be a great event, and I'm very excited for it, and I hope you guys are excited too. And then on Friday, we're basically going to end the week with another double stream day of gameplay. What will the gameplay streams be? Well, there's 3 possibilities. It could either be Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Dragon Quest, or Street Fighter. And I guess what I'll do is I'll play it by ear. Like, if I know I'm going to beat Shadow of the Tomb Raider with one more session, then maybe we'll just get it done. To say, okay, let's get the game done, because next week we've got tons of new games and content, right? And then moving on after that, next week, just so you guys have some perspective of the crazy amount of fun new stuff we'll be doing next week, Mega Man 11, Fist of the North Star, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I'll be juggling those games along with my other stuff that I'm doing, my other playthroughs. Plus, there is Forza Horizon 4, but I'm probably not going to be playing that right off the bat, simply because I know that it's a racing game. It's going to be time-consuming, and quite frankly, not really my forte. Maybe that'll be a game that I save for downtime later, but I'm going to be focusing more on Mega Man and maybe Fist of the North Star and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, okay? And then moving forward in October, holy crap, WWE 2K14, Black Ops 4, Soul Calibur 6, and Red Dead Redemption 2, to name a few. There's more games than that, but those are just the games that I'm kind of highlighting here. So, yeah, it should be pretty amazing, guys. A pretty amazing October coming up. We got a good, strong end of September this week with variety. And then in October, starting the next 10 years. That's right. That first week of October officially will kind of be my next 10 years starting up. And it should be pretty sweet. Okay. So there you go, guys. There is the summary of what you guys can expect in the next few weeks. I hope you're excited. All right. I see a few questions being passed around here in the stream chat. Sigint is asking, what am I drinking? I just opened up my Mountain Dew Kickstart for the day. Going to start drinking that during the pre-stream here. Oh, my neck. Someone else had asked a question, but sadly it scrolled way off the screen, so I can't see it right now. Which beer do I prefer? I don't, because I don't really drink beer that often. If I'm going to drink a beer, if I want a light, tasty beer, I'll have Blue Moon. If I want like a very deep, rich beer, I'll drink Guinness. But a lot of the time, there's a local place called BJ's, and they're a brewery slash pub slash pizza and American food kind of place, restaurant. And I usually just get one of their brews. They actually have like 10 in-house varieties of beer. And I'll just grab something like they have one that's like an Irish red beer or something like that, and I'll have something like that. So, but I'm not a big beer drinker. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Let's get right to the nitty gritty. Okay, and yes, I am aware that BJ's is a chain. I am aware. Let us begin with the plugs. Let's get through the plug segment so that we can move on to shout outs, and then we can jump into Max Payne, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say thank you guys very much for 10 years of support. It's going to be pretty awesome later this week when we celebrate the 10-year legacy that I've done with this special retrospective event. I can't wait. It's really you. It's you guys, the viewers. Whether you watch live on stream, whether you watch on demand on YouTube, whether you're a relative newcomer, whether you're a long-time watcher, or whether you're someone who came in the middle. You guys are the reason I'm still here, right? I mean, yes, of course, it's me putting in time, dedication, and work, but it's you watching the stuff and spreading the word and being supportive over the years. And I'm incredibly grateful for that, okay? So that being said, if you would like to continue to allow me to keep doing this for a living, full-time, putting out great quality streams and on-demand videos on YouTube for you on a daily basis, this is how you can do so. This is how you can go above and beyond just being, you know, a stream viewer or video watcher, okay? The first thing you can do is check out my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil and pledge. This month, if you pledge, you have actually 1 week left to pledge, including today, okay? If you pledge in the month of September, $5 or more, you're going to be nominating and then voting on horror-themed video games, okay? And these video games are going to be played on my Halloween Horror Marathon, which is actually going to be on Wednesday, the 31st of October. In addition, you're going to be voting on the category of costume that I'm going to be wearing for Halloween. So you get double control over a really cool upcoming seasonal event, and it's obviously going to be awesome. It's going to be festive around here. By the way, in the month of October, I will be decorating my office with Halloween decorations to spruce things up a bit and get people excited for the event. So I certainly hope that you guys are getting pumped for Halloween. It's almost here, about a month, right? So anyway, please consider pledging to my Patreon to be part of that event. Now, there are many other perks you can get for pledging different levels to my Patreon, including getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos and streams, including the capability of getting your question answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, or even getting a private Q&A video made for yourself, all right? All that being said, I don't want to go into massive detail about each one because it's all explained over on the website. So give it a look. Patreon.com/darksidefield. You got 1 week left to pledge to get in on this month's event. And please consider doing so. Thanks to anyone who, by the way, already is part of my Patreon. I appreciate that. Now, folks, there's also my Teespring shop where you can buy all kinds of fun merch, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs. All right, anything you buy from there obviously helps me out, but you get a cool collectible themed with DSP or Dark Side Phil or the like. Okay, in fact, today, hold on, I'm wearing an old school shirt. This is my skull design. Okay, this has been out since the store pretty much launched last year. And I believe this is either tied for or the best-selling logo I've ever had on the shop. There's two variations. There's this color, or you can get it in all red, okay? I love this shirt. I wear it from time to time. It's just one example of the great things that you can get from my Teespring. And the cool thing is I've had this shirt for a year and a half. It hasn't worn out at all. It's like new. And I've worn this dozens of times on stream, you know? So it's definitely good quality stuff, okay? So please give it a look over on my Teespring. Anything you buy from my Teespring, I attest to the quality because, you know, I've been using them for a year and a half. Thanks a lot to anyone who does buy anything over there, okay? All right, fair enough. Now, if you are here live on the stream, my friends, and you are watching, you know, live on Twitch, and you want to get some interactivity with me during today's stream, maybe you want to get a shout out, okay? Or ask a burning question, all right? You could do so if you do three things. If you either cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or tip me during today's stream. Doing any of those three things will allow you to get a shout out during the stream. Basically, I'll give you verbal recognition for your contributions. That being said, All right. That being said, there are some criteria that you should follow if you want to be ensure that you are going to get your shout out, because it is very subjective what I read on my own streams. I got to keep a certain vibe to the streams. I got to keep them positive and fun and chill and upbeat, because that's the whole point of streaming on Twitch, right? We're not trying to make a drama stream. We're not trying to have negativity. We want people to come in and feel relaxed and chill, enjoy the gameplay, enjoy the commentary and the rage and stuff that all comes with it, all right? So please, follow the following criteria if you'd like a shout-out. Number 1, please no insults. No insults to myself, no insults to fellow stream viewers, no insults to other content creators. Insults are not allowed in the stream, okay? Number 2, no politics, no religion, no dramatic questions like that are going to be diversive and cause people to argue. We don't want to have that. This is a gameplay stream. We don't have to have serious business being talked about all the time in the stream chat, all right? And number 3, please, no addressing of negative dickheads, detractors, people who just want to be nasty and insult me and steal my content. We don't need to know about what they're doing. We don't care. Let them do that stuff in their own circles. That's completely separate from what I do here on Twitch, and I want no part of it. So please, if we abide by these very simple rules, all right, I think that the stream will be better, and in general, most people get it, and every day we have a fun stream here, so thanks to everyone who does, okay? Now, moving forward as well, if you would like to have visual recognition for your contributions today on stream, you can get that as well, of a nice animation. A thank you animation will play on stream if you do one of 3 things. If you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, if you tip me $5 or more in a single tip, or if you click on the share button after subscribing to the channel, which will appear after a few minutes after you sub. You'll get a fun thank you animation to play on the stream, so you get both visual and verbal recognition. So it's double recognition. It's pretty cool, okay? Then, ladies and gents, as you can see at the top of the screen, we have a stream stats leaderboard in effect. This leaderboard will keep track of many things, including the total subs on the channel, the top cheerer of the day, and the top tipper of the day. I will be updating this periodically to make sure that whoever is the top cheerer or top tipper does get their recognition, all right? And it's another great way for you to get that kind of recognition for any contributions. Now, in regards to subscribers, first of all, thanks to everyone who is a current sub to the channel. I do appreciate that very much, okay? That being said, I am aware that many people had gifted subscriptions this month, in particular from Mr. Tutankhamun, who is in the stream chat today. So welcome, Tutankhamun, and thank you so much for all of your support this month. It's very much appreciated. But that being said, many of you, hundreds of you, have gifted subscriptions from Tutankhamun, okay? Well, guess what? This is September. September. What does that mean? It's a special event here on Twitch where if you were gifted a subscription, you can extend the length of that subscription by a month for only $1. A single dollar. Normally it's $5. So that's a huge discount. And for those of you who've really enjoyed being a sub this past month, being able to access all of the emotes, not having to watch ads when I run them during ad breaks, getting the cool chat crown badge. And by the way, I should bring this up. In the near future, we will have more, because I have the capability of having 4 new emotes, as well as the fact that the Spider-Man emotes, you know, aren't going to be used that much. I mean, yes, there is Spider-Man DLC coming out, and I'm more than likely I will check it out because I really did enjoy Spider-Man this month. But we do have other open emote slots, so more emotes will be added over the next couple of months. So, you know, even more benefits for subscribers, okay? So if you've enjoyed the gifted sub, please consider extending that sub for only $1. September event, okay? But you have to do it by the end of September. That's the warning I got to give you. If you don't do it in the next week, it doesn't count, and then you'll have to pay the full amount again, okay? All right, that's pretty much it for the plugs, guys. Thank you for being so supportive recently. Thanks for everything on the streams. It's been great and positive, and very happy to be streaming all the new releases this fall, and you guys have been amazing about it, so thank you very much. Okay, now, let's get to shout-outs. What are the shout-outs? Well, the shout-outs are going to be me giving credit to those who've already contributed, people who contributed overnight, and also people who contributed during the course of this morning's streaming already, okay? So, let's do that, okay? First of all, let me refresh my laptop, because sadly my laptop does not track the stuff accurately overnight unless I manually refresh it and didn't refresh. I'm going to click it again. Here we go. Any day now. That did not load properly. This laptop I've been using since about, I believe I bought it in 2012, I want to say. Like early 2012. So I've used this laptop every single day, all day for 6 years. Gee, I wonder why it runs so bad. Then again, it never ran good anyway. It really didn't. It was kind of a lemon. All right. So shout out to R. Diem, who gifted a subscription to Psycho DC. Congratulations to Psycho DC for receiving a gifted sub overnight. One Man's Journey has cheered. He says, you said in an earlier stream you do not want children. Since you're an only child, do you think it would be unfair to your parents that you're not going to continue their lineage and bloodline? No. It's not my responsibility to do that. It's not anyone's responsibility to do that. Maybe in certain cultures, people do feel that way, but I've never felt that kind of pressure. My life is my own, and if I choose to have children, great, and if not, that's under my own power. I'm not going to let what other people think influence, my important life decisions. If I feel that I'm fit to be a father, great, and if I feel I'm not, great, and there's no wrong or right decision there, and I don't let societal norms or cultural things influence me, and right now I just really don't have any desire to be a dad, and I'm getting up there in age to the point where if I don't become one soon, I wouldn't be able to be a father too effectively, and so more than likely I have no desire for it, it's just out of the picture, okay? Golden Colts did 125-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Golden Colts. One Man's Journey cheered again. He said, my daughter sometimes watches your stream. I want to buy her something for your Teespring shop, but I don't see options for any children's sizes. Is there any reason you don't have that? Well, more than likely, I've never really even looked for it. I'll be honest with you. One Man's Journey, I've never even looked to see if they have children's sizes apparel on Teespring. Maybe they do. I would almost go as far to say they probably do of something. I wouldn't know what. But you're actually the first person in a year and a half that I've had the Teespring store open who's asked for that. You're the first person. So, it's not a thing that's majorly in demand. Plus, I'm sure to get any of the logos and things that I have on my Teespring shop to actually fit a child's shirt would probably be not annoying, but very much more difficult because it's a very small surface area on a smaller shirt. And maybe Teespring just doesn't want to deal with that. I don't know. But the answer is there's no real demand for it. You're the first person who's ever asked. If there were more demand and people were like, man, I really am interested in children's sizes, then I would look into it. But being that there's one person, it's not a major concern for me right now. Okay? Shout out to Wakam Zanzibar, who also cheered 185 bits. And then Crazy Dream cheered 186 bits. So thank you guys, everyone who did contribute before the stream even started. It's very much appreciated. You know what I should bring up before we continue here, is that if you look at the top of your stream chat, guys, the cheering leaderboard has reset. It always resets late Sunday, early Monday. So now is your opportunity, guys, if you want to get recognized for your cheering. You could, if you cheer today, there's a very strong chance you're going to make the top 10. In fact, I will read out the top 10 cheerers at the end of today's pre-stream, okay? Okay, let's continue. Shout out to Tantamounter, who cheered 50 bits. Thank you very much, Tantamounter, for the 50-bit cheer. I appreciate that, okay? Shout out to T-Dubs, who cheered. He says, and I want to prefix this by saying I feel bad for all the people who've been laid off from Telltale. My opinion is not reflective of the, what happened to all the employees. However, I feel Telltale deserves to go under. They relied heavily on big-name licenses. They made mostly subpar games. They took far too long to update the game engine. They got what they should have seen coming, and it sucks, but it's no surprise. A lot of people are kind of in that boat and believe that. And I think, if you actually look at the last 2 to 3 years of the games that Telltale has put out, including the Batman games, Guardians of the Galaxy, and hell, even Walking Dead Season 3, a lot of people have said, man, why do these games run so badly? They're choppy as hell. They crash. It's the same game engine we've been seeing for almost 8 years. When the hell are they going to update anything? And I think that's a major problem with Telltale is when they first got their popularity, which was way back when in 2011 with The Walking Dead Season 1. That's really the game that was their breakout game, okay? they basically got too popular too fast and didn't have the capability to really stay at the level that they had, and produce a quantity of games that were going to be profitable for the company. And so, they kind of jumped into this, wow, we're renowned as a high-level game developer, and we had no expectation of that. Now we have to go above and beyond. So they started buying up different licenses. They started trying to push the boundaries of what they could do with their very limited game engine. And, what ended up happening was, number one, they oversaturated the market with too many games in a short period of time. And number two, they failed to innovate. They just made the same game, 12 times with different licenses involved. And you're like, you can only do that so much, right? You know what I mean? Like, imagine if, just think of it this way. Gears of War. Everyone likes Gears of War, the classic game franchise. But imagine if you took the same exact combat engine of Gears of War and you applied it to 10 different franchises over the last, 8 years. Gears of War. Then there was a game where it was a different war game. And instead of fighting aliens, you're fighting, mutants. And then there's a game that's, some other, Space Marines versus aliens, but the same exact Gears of War gameplay. You know what I mean? Like, just imagine if you just applied the same exact cookie-cutter gameplay to 10 different franchises. People are going to be like, I don't want to play this again. You know what I mean? Now, there's some people who undoubtedly would jump on, oh, I've never played a Telltale game before, but I love Game of Thrones, so I'm going to check out the Telltale Game of Thrones game, right? But not everyone's going to play every Telltale game. And actually, there was a very interesting point that someone made yesterday. They said, isn't it interesting that Telltale games, like literally when you watch someone play a Telltale game, you've seen the game. There's no reason to go then buy the game yourself versus any game that has significant amounts of gameplay. Well, there's a gameplay element that challenges you, and you're going to want to play it and maybe change the way that the game was played when you play it, or you're going to want to do it for yourself to face that challenge level. Like, you could watch someone do a challenge run of Dark Souls, but then when you go play it, it's completely different for you, and you have fun playing the game or figuring it out or overcoming that challenge yourself. When you watch a Telltale game, you've seen the game. You know what I mean? The entire game is based on story, so once you've seen the story, you've seen the game. So how many people say, oh, I really love Telltale games, but I've never bought one, right? So I can understand that. I absolutely can. So, that being said, it's a sad situation. We don't want to see people who are talented and who have worked their asses off for the last 8 years be laid off and not have a job and now have to be, floundering around looking for employment. At the same time, the company was pretty much run very poorly. From all the information we're now getting from former employees, it's pretty bad. Like, last night, I posted something up on Twitter. Apparently, the only 2 games that ever made Telltale Games significant money was The Walking Dead Season 1 and Minecraft Story Mode. That's it. 2 games ever made them significant money. Everything else was pretty much a loss, including Batman, which is crazy when you think about that. Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy, Tales from the Borderlands, which was highly critically acclaimed. Even The Wolf Among Us. All these games were money losers for them. And how can you operate as a company when 80 to 90% of what you put out loses money and you very rarely get something that's a cash cow, Obviously, there's problems here, and how did they not figure this out and not realize this and keep hiring employees? I mean, it baffles the mind, right? So, it sucks. It's a shitty situation. It is. It's a shitty situation, and I hate to say it, but, I have really much enjoyed playing Telltale games over the last 8 years. Like I said, I started with Back to the Future. Was actually my first one I ever played. That was before The Walking Dead. And I actually liked the Back to the Future game, although admittedly it was a little boring and there were a few parts that had issues. I enjoyed playing it because here it was, another example of the same game engine, but with a franchise license that made it interesting to me, right? So that being said, 8-year legacy of following along these guys and following their history, and it's very sad to see it go the way it went. But you can't maintain a company like that. You just can't. All right, shout out to T-Dubs, who cheered, said extra bits for the long paragraph. No worries, man. No worries. You had a very pertinent thing to talk about, so thank you for that. Crazy Dream did a 100-bit cheer. He says, I just watched your Uncharted 3 playthrough, and the picture quality was not great. Why was that? That's because that was the era before I went direct capture. I did not start using direct capture until early 2013. You got to remember, I was a content creator way back in 2008. So from the late 2008 all the way through 2013, early 2013, which is a good 3-4 years, I was just using a digital camera pointed at the television that on the fly, I would adjust the exposure of this camera to create the right brightness levels. And that's why it's pixelated, it's fuzzy, it doesn't look very good. I agree. But that was kind of the style that I used back then because I quite frankly, never really took things so seriously. I thought I was just the guy who dicks around on camera and kind of has fun with what he does. I didn't know that people would eventually take it so super seriously. Who knew that game playthroughs would become big business, right? And that it would become something so serious. Everyone wants the highest quality, crisp graphics and beautiful audio. And I never even fathomed that when I started. You know what I mean? I was kind of the exception to the thing is now in the modern era, so many people who do this for a living went into it with the understanding they wanted to do it for a living. You see what I mean? I was one of the innovators who started doing this for a living, period. I was one of the first people able to do Let's Plays as a living. And people were inspired by me and then went on to do it themselves with better equipment and the like. So I was kind of like an early adopter and a late adapter. Early adopter, late adapter. Okay? But there you go. For the past 5.5 years, everything's been much better when I went direct capture, right? Okay, shout out to Steamin' Grumpy, who did 100-bit cherry. Says, have you tried Black Cherry Kickstarts? That's my favorite. Yes, I think it's called Wild Black Cherry or something like that. In fact, I think I have one in my fridge right now. And I do like that flavor too. Waka Mizanzibar did 150-bit cheer. That makes him the cheered leader for today so far. I love this time of the year when new games are coming out every week. Me too. By the way, because your name is super long, I'm just going to use Waka. I hope you're okay with that. That's 150 bits. Thank you very much for being the top cheer so far today. I appreciate that. All right. Shout out to Eternal Napalm, who resubbed for the 8th month in a row. And he says, DSP, hope you're enjoying your morning. Happy to the new Death Stranding trailer dropped at Tokyo Game Show. Oh, no, I didn't see it. I did not see a new Death Stranding trailer. Absolutely not. The last Death Stranding gameplay I saw was the stuff we all saw together at E3 back in June. So, thank you for the resub. Jack Spartacus also resubbed this morning for the 18th month in a row. Holy crap. By the way, thank you, Jack Spartacus. It should be brought up. Some people very shortly are going to be hitting their 2-year anniversary. It's November. So, we're almost in October. In November, some people will finally be hitting their 2-year anniversary and start getting their their diamond crowns. So, pretty sweet, right? Tazariel Charity says, glad to see you back, DSP. Heard someone cut your cables. That's insane shit. No one cut my cables at all. It was something incredibly stupid. Basically, there's a piece of hardware that Comcast installs only in certain residential homes. Okay, it's not every home. Only certain homes have this piece of equipment called an amplifier. It looks like a power adapter plugged into your wall. And unless Comcast directly told you what it does and how important it is, you would never know. I had one in my bedroom. I didn't even know it was there. I guess they put it there because they needed it for my phone, which is also in my bedroom. And apparently it just got loose from the wall. And all I needed to do was push it back in fully, and everything worked. But as stupid as that sounds, I was never explained by Comcast what that piece of equipment was. I was never told to check for it. Even when I called customer service, telling them the problem, they never, in their wildest dreams, thought that it could be an amplifier. So, it was hilarious because then afterward, Comcast contacted me again via Twitter, and they're like, oh, well, we don't keep records of homes that have amplifiers in them, so we wouldn't have known that. And I'm like, well, why don't you? Doesn't that sound like something you should do? Instead of basically making excuses for why I didn't have internet for a day and a half, like it's my fault, why don't you just document your equipment properly and then we won't have this issue? And of course, then they had nothing to say. So, yeah, it was a pretty stupid issue that could have literally been fixed in 5 seconds if Comcast customer support were trained properly, but they're not. And that's why I didn't have internet for a day and a half. The good news is I really lost nothing because I wasn't going to stream on Saturday anyway. It was just annoying that everything I did had to be on my phone for like a day and a half. So, okay then. One Man's Journey says they have millions of customers. That's correct, but they don't have millions of business level customers who pay exorbitant amounts of money for their businesses to operate on their business level internet. So they should keep track of the information for business customers. Sorry, but I should get the preferential treatment. Trust me, I'm probably paying 3 to 4 times as much for internet as any of you do. So I should be getting that level of service. Okay. All right, let's continue. Hold on. Something just skipped out. Captain Caveman just did a 100-bit cheer, and he says, Does it feel like fall time already over there in Seattle? It does in Connecticut. Yes, it does. In fact, the past couple of weeks, things have dramatically cooled down. Right now, the highest temperature we're getting is like the mid 70s. Even when the sun's out, it's still nice. Like, you know, the sun is out and you're not sweating your face off, which is good. You know, fall is in the air. The leaves are changing and falling off certain trees. We have a lot of evergreens out here. Don't get me wrong, but the leaves are changing. And things are, you know, becoming a lot more fall. Everything now is becoming autumn. Everywhere you go, you've got the autumn decorations, pumpkin spice, everything. It is. The fall is here. The autumn is here. And it's nice. I love this time of year. This is, I'd say autumn and early winter are my favorite times of year because not only do we get this cool change of seasons and nicer weather, in my opinion, but we also get the best game releases of the year in a lot of cases. So, pretty pumped. All right. Ren and Snippy 90s Kit. Cheered said, if you ran Telltale Games, how would you have prevented their closure? Also, thoughts on Infiltration winning a spot for the Beats headphones design contest. He's a famous Street Fighter player. I'm certainly not a game dev, and I'm certainly not someone in the management of a game dev company, okay? But it seems to me they're a company that just really went way beyond their capabilities. It's one thing if you have ambition. It's another thing if you repeatedly outreach outside of the realms of reality of what your company can do and expect that it's somehow going to magically just get better. You know what I mean? Like, how many games did they make that did not sell enough to even justify the cost of the development of that game and then say, oh, well, on to the next? At some point, you've got to sit down and say, do we scale back? Do we just focus on making games better? Do we innovate? Maybe that's the problem, is we're not innovating. All of our games are the same. You know, maybe they didn't do enough market research. I find a ton of times these companies do not do appropriate market research. This is a critical part of operating a business, is going out to your customer base and asking them what needs to change or become better, or, you know, what's the worst thing about their product, so that you understand your customer base. What would have made more people buy Telltale Games, right? And I don't know if they did that. If they did, obviously the market research they did wasn't very good because they weren't selling games, right? I think one of the major complaints for years and years was that they always used the same formula and the same engine. You've got to mix it up. And I'm not saying, oh, all of a sudden out of nowhere make a puzzle game. I'm certainly not saying that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I just don't think that it makes sense to keep operating the way that they're operating. It just didn't make any sense. How can you keep... And then, of course, they're hiring people to the company, more people. Oh, let's just keep hiring more people and going further and further into this crazy debt. You know what I mean? Like, it's just nuts. You can't do that, man. You can't. So, I'm not saying that I would have had all the answers, but obviously there are a few things that they weren't doing right. And they were basically just focusing enough on... we're just going to have a cash cow at some point. No matter what if we just keep pushing forward, you know, a game is going to sell a million seller and then we're going to become super rich or something. I don't know. But you can't, as a company, to be successful, you can't do that. You have to be within, you know, what real reality, what reality is for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what else to say. All right. Grazy Dream did 100-bit cheer. Okay, and he says, I seem to remember that you and Kat were talking about getting a pet. Did you both make a decision? Nope. Well, no decisions right now. We're happy where we are, and you know, things are good. And if and when we ever wanted to make that kind of a decision and share information with you about it, we would. But for now, nope. And excuse me for burping. All right, shout out to Sigint, who tipped me $2. And says, what do you think of the high-profile, widely marketed releases lately? For example, Spider-Man had art installations in Europe and was plastered all over subways. Compared to older games on PS3, PS2, and PS1, do you think it has affected the quality of games? I mean, undoubtedly, as we've seen over the years, all right, big budget marketing makes games sell. We know this. I'm one of the people who firmly believes that entire franchises, such as Destiny, only sold because of marketing. Destiny had one of the biggest media blitz ad campaigns I've ever seen in my life. I saw in-person advertisements out on the streets. I saw big, high-profile television advertisements telling me that Destiny was going to change the way I play games and be a life-changing experience for me. And, magazines, internet, everywhere you went, there were Destiny ads everywhere, to the point where they tried to make it a cultural phenomenon that you have to play Destiny or you're missing out on one of the biggest events of the year. And people went and bought Destiny, despite the fact that the game kind of sucked at launch. They ran out there and bought Destiny, and it became a bajillion seller. You know what I mean? Despite the fact that people who lived in reality, who were rooted in reality here, were kind of like, I don't understand what the hell's going on. I don't understand why people are loving this game so much. It just didn't make any sense. Okay? It didn't make any sense. But people bought the hype. People will buy hype. Now, here's the thing. A game like Spider-Man, is it the best game I've ever played? Of course not. But is it a great game? Absolutely. It's one of my favorite games of the year. And in that case, if you're going to hype a game that actually deserves it, that's a little different than hyping a subpar game and it only sells because of the marketing involved with it. You know what I mean? It's a very different situation. So all of that being said, guys, marketing can be very effective. And I do feel that Spider-Man had a huge marketing budget, and, that's part of the reason it sold. It sold because, number one, it was a great game. Number two, it got good word-of-mouth press because it was a great game. And number three, the marketing blitz exploded. Absolutely exploded and made people want to buy it. So it's like the perfect combination of factors that made it such a best-selling game. Okay? Daniel Swaggin's Charity says, does the Walking Dead episode drop at midnight like the last one? I have no idea. I honestly don't know. And quite frankly, I don't think anyone's going to know. It might be different on PSN than it is on Xbox Live. I'm playing it as tomorrow night's late stream, so it should be out by then. So I just got an anonymous dollar tip, and they said if you have some free time coming up, an idea that might be to play Hollow Knight, which is being released on PlayStation 4 tomorrow. It's a critically acclaimed Metroidvania game. I think you should play indie games more often as you're missing out on great games. For those who don't know, I haven't mentioned it a lot this month. Admittedly, I have not mentioned this a lot in the month of September. However, this month, my patrons are nominating and voting on indie games. Okay? And these games will be played in a marathon-style setting, probably late October. Or early November, but more than likely late October, when things are a little bit slower. So, a good example of a game that should be, I would think, nominated would be Hollow Knight. I don't know. I haven't actually looked at the nominees in, weeks. So, I don't even know what's been nominated over there on the forums. But the patrons are currently taking care of that, okay? All right. So, all that being said, please, be a little patient here. We are in the midst of the busiest gaming season of the year. And indie games are right around the corner, all right, with this special event, okay? Shout out to B-Boy Cyclone, who did a 12-month resub, and he says, 1 year, what up, Phil? Let's get it. Thank you very much to B-Boy Cyclone for the 12-month resub. I appreciate that. Shout out to Tazariel, who did a 50-bit cheer. And he says, do you and Kat make backyard fires in the fall? Fires are best part of fall. Well, first of all, we're not allowed to make a fire pit or anything like that. If we had a grill or whatever, we'd be able to do that. But no, we haven't done anything. The one thing we did this year with the backyard is we cleaned it up a bit. And we have bird feeders that we have hanging there to let the wildlife come by and maybe every once in a while eat some bird seed or eat a few peanuts or something like that. That's what we did this year. Maybe in the future, if we like it enough, maybe we will eventually get a grill and be able to grill out or something. But no, we don't have anything like that right now at this point. And no, we have no plans on making a fire pit or anything like that. Sadly, our backyard's a little bit annoying because everyone who lives in this facility that we live in, this condo facility, has a nice grass backyard. But we don't. And it's very annoying because the previous owners, all right, quite sadly, the previous owners put concrete everywhere on the floor of the backyard. It's concrete everywhere. And there's no grass. Well, there's a little bit of grass on the edges of the yard where there's a few plants growing. But it's not like, if we had a nice backyard, we could put maybe a garden or we could plant a bunch of plants. We can't do that because it's all freaking concrete. And, I don't have any money to have professionals come in here and start breaking that shit up and stuff. You know what I mean? So all that being said, it sucks, but it is what it is. I still love my house. The backyard's the one negative about the house that I really have. So, all right. Shout out to Sigint, who did a 100-bit cheer. He says, to follow up on my cheer, I spoke to a game dev at a high-profile studio who told me that the issue with delivering games on deadlines is not actually pressing the discs, but the massive amount of marketing material that goes out with its release date stamped on it and other partnerships the producers commit to. I wouldn't think. I seriously wouldn't think that physically manufacturing the disc is that big of a deal. I would think that it's more of, right, getting the packaging materials, actually packaging and shipping those physical games to stores, right? It's not the disc. I mean, manufacturing a disc is nothing. It probably costs pennies, right? So, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know about the behind the scenes stuff when it comes to producing games and the like. I mean, you would think that Telltale Games, over the course of the last 8 years, didn't really have to care much about the physical copies of games anymore, because most of their games were always digital release. Remember, Telltale Games never worked on a schedule. They were always, we work, and when it's ready, it releases kind of willy-nilly. It was never like, here's the 5 release dates for our 5 episodes of these games that you can look forward to. They never really did that. And so finally, when the disc finally would come out, it would be like a year after the game originally started coming out, because now if they could finally put it all on one disc, you know what I mean? So all that being said, again, I don't know. I'm sure there's a bajillion factors involved. There's got to be. You know what I mean? And I certainly don't know the ins and outs of all of them, but it's just sad. It's sad to see what happens with these kind of companies. Shout out to Thanos Swaggins. He cheered and he said, hold on. He said, are you worried about AC Odyssey trying to become a full-fledged RPG? A lot of people have been very critical of it. Uninteresting characters, a Witcher 3 clone, 1,000 times worse, gameplay shown to be very lackluster. It'll be the first major Assassin's Creed game I skip. No. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what you mean, because as you guys know, I don't really follow a lot of this stuff. I purposely try not to constantly be following stuff. Because I honestly don't want to be spoiled, and I don't want to go in with preconceived notions of what I should or should not be playing. We all played Assassin's Creed Origins last year, and that was a big departure for the franchise. The gameplay changed dramatically. The combat was completely revamped. The game really did become completely kind of open world, which is a very big change. By the way, I should say thank you to This Man Eats Squirrels, who just continued his gifted sub from Tutankhamun for the $1 discounted rate for September. I got to give him a shout out because it doesn't show up in my Muxy feed, so I want to give him a shout out now while it's still in stream chat, okay? Okay. So that being said, I don't know what changes actively they're really doing to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. To me, from everything I saw, the game looked very, very, very similar to Assassin's Creed Origins. Okay, it did. It just looked very similar, and I don't know, what the differences will be between last year's and this year. I just don't know. But we're gonna find out because it comes out in a week and a half, right? If anything, I don't think the failure of Assassin's Creed Odyssey would be because the game changed a little bit to be more RPG-like. I think it would be because Ubisoft has gone back to their formula of release one game a year, which they told us they were not going to do. You know what I mean? They outright told us we're not going to do that because of the failures of games like Assassin's Creed Unity, a game that when it released was a stinking pile of donkey shit, was glitchy as hell, ran like garbage. Even on the PS4, which was the console it was designed to run on, it ran like shit. And basically people lost faith in Ubisoft as a game developer to do an annual release of Assassin's Creed. So, they went back to the drawing board. They released Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which almost no one bought compared to previous Assassin's Creed games because they lost faith. They took the year off, right? Then they came back strong with Assassin's Creed Origins, and everyone's like, wow, this is great. Now, all of a sudden, a year later, they've already got another game. You see what I mean? You can't do that, man. You just can't. You got to take your time. You got to develop over time, and you got to make a game that's quality. You can't just say, well, just for the sake of repeated sales, pump out a game every year, and it's subpar. So if anything, we had the good game last year with Origins. Does that mean this year with Odyssey we get the shit one? You see what I mean? We don't know. We have to find out, I guess. But it's very annoying. It is. It's very annoying that, you know, we may have the bye year, the shit year that everyone should skip. I hope that's not the case. But I guess we'll see. All right, guys. Well, first of all, thank you for all of your support here on pre-stream today. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the pre-stream. What I want to do is a couple things. Let's go ahead and give shout-outs to the top 10 contributors. Actually, there's 8 contributors so far today. Like I said, the cheers reset overnight. They always do on Sunday night into Monday. So let's go ahead and let's give shout-out to the top 8 contributors so far this week. Number 8, we've got Tantamounter. In 7th place, we've got Cesariel. In 6th place, we've got Sigint04. 5th place is Captain... Oh, actually, there's a triple tie for 6 between Cesariel, Sigint04, and Captain Caveman. So they're a triple tie. Oh, no. Boy, I screwed that up. I totally screwed all this up. I did. I gotta start over. Okay? I screwed... Alright, let's try this again. In 8th place, we've got Tantamounter. In 7th place, we've got Cesariel. Then we've got a triple tie for 6th. We've got Sigint, Captain Caveman, and Streaming Grumpy. There we go. Boy, okay. In 3rd place, Golden Colts. In 2nd place, Wakama Zanzibar. And then in 1st, Crazy Dream. There we go. Bleh, tongue twister to read all these names. So thank you guys for your contributions so far. Remember, guys, if you cheer, sub, or tip, I'll give you a shout out. The top cheerer and top tipper will get up there on the leaderboard. In fact, you know what I forgot to do? Oops. I forgot to put the top tipper up there. The top tipper for today is Sigint. My bad. I completely forgot. Let me do that now. There we go. So Sigint is now up there on the leaderboard. I guess I'll check subs as well. I don't know if we went up or down. Again, reminder, guys, if you want to renew your gifted subs for the month, only $1. Okay. 11.49. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. One Man's Journey says, when is the ninja cosplay? I have no idea what you're talking about, but thank you for the cheers. Sometimes you just gotta blow by those and be like, whatever. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay. Phew. By the way, I have absolutely no idea what's going on in the stream chat. I've been doing all these shout outs, and now I go back into the stream chat, and now it looks like we've got people arguing or something. What the hell's going on? I'm like totally behind everything going on here. I have no clue what's going on. What I will say is this. If there is a situation, people please contact me directly. You know, mods, let me know what's going on. Tutankhamun, if you have an issue, please email me. We've talked before. Let's see what the hell's going on. I have no idea. I'm here reading shout-outs, and I come back, and I see everyone's, like, upset at each other. So, please, it would be nice if we could all just talk and figure out what the hell's going on. You gotta understand I'm doing a pre-stream. I don't even know what the hell's happening here. I come back, and next thing I know is people seem upset at each other. So, all right. Shout out to Merca Slime. And here we go. Insulting cheer. He's an idiot. And he's now, gonna get banned, right? Or is he banned already? Let me see. I just banned him. There you go. Yeah, I know. It's like I tell you guys every day. I have nothing to do with this drama. You notice I have nothing to do with any of it. So, here I am doing a pre-stream. I finally click back to the stream chat. I look, right? And there's drama. And I'm like, I have nothing to do with this. I have nothing to do with this drama. I can't, I'm sorry, guys. I can't be here to micromanage the stream every moment. And I do rely heavily on my moderators to do a good job because I can't be here every moment. And especially if I'm doing shout-outs and stuff. I can't be doing a shout-out for my Muxie while also micromanaging the stream chat and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell's going on. I just don't know. And sadly, I just really don't want to be, like, because he was really nervous, just said, you're the daddy, you have to take care of these kids. I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do with this, guys. I have nothing to do with this. You know, I don't. I can't be here every moment to know exactly what's going on 100% of the time in the chat. I can't. So, like I said, what I would hope would happen is if there really is problems that people would contact me and we'll talk about it and figure it out, rather than people now arguing in the stream chat and then I come back and well, everyone's upset. Everyone's upset at everyone. That's nice. Well, what happened? The fuck happened? I was giving shout outs to people who were happy. You know? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Well, anyway, thanks for your cheers. One Man's Journey to Zerial Swaggins. Thank you. What can I do? All I can do is continue on. You know what I mean? Crazy Dream did 100-bit chooses. No one's blaming you. I would hope not. But the problem is, you know, people getting upset. And then this is the problem. This is the truth. Is I can't be everywhere at all times. And I can't micromanage every single person in a community. I mean, think about earlier this year what happened. We had a moderator who went rogue, went against my wishes, went out, stirred the pot with detractors, caused both himself and others to get hurt by his actions, and somehow it negatively rubs off on me. I had nothing to do with any of it, but somehow I'm the one with his balls being held over the fire because of the actions of others. It's bullshit, right? So now things have been going good, right? Things these past couple of months have been great. I had 2 of the best streaming months I ever had. This month, September, has been pretty good. Things are looking up. Right? We got positivity. We got people getting gifted subs and everything. Why do people then have to fucking deteriorate into now we're all going to hate each other and now it's all, you know what I mean? I'm putting out entertaining streams. That's all I can do. I can't control everyone else. I can't. And, you know, it frustrates me that we may have a situation where now people are upset and go, I'm not going to come back anymore because this happened. I had nothing to fucking do with it. You know? I don't know why people just can't act normal and not have these fucking ridiculous disagreements. You know what I mean? Jig Likes Cat says, Tut left because of Sedella. Where the fuck is Sedella? Sedella hasn't been in stream chat for like over a month, dude. So why don't you shut the fuck up? And I mean that, Jig Likes Cats, because you're one of the people who constantly stirs the shit. You're the one who brings up Sedella more than anyone. No one fucking cares. The guy's not even in here anymore. And you're the one who brings him up on a daily basis. So how about you shut the fuck up and stop causing the shit? And I mean that, too, because you've been banned multiple times for causing shit in here. So maybe you should fucking stop. You know? I'm tired. I'm seriously tired of it. Here I am, trying to put on a fun stream, and I got to deal with these fucking people causing shit constantly. You know? Jake, how would anyone know if he's here on a sock unless you brought it up? How would anyone know that unless you brought it up? You're the one who's causing the problem here. You. Yes, you. Because you're the one who constantly is bringing this shit up. How the fuck would anyone know? I don't know how you can't see that you're the problem. You're the one who brings it up on a daily basis. You're the one who turned this poor guy into a fucking meme to begin with. Not just you, but you and a bunch of others, but you're part of the problem, man. Here, I'll read the logs. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ban you. And I'm going to have you sit outside of the stream chat all day. And I guarantee you we won't have any drama. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have Jake sit outside of the stream chat. And we're going to have him just cool off. And see, because who brought up the fact, someone's sitting here on a fucking sock account and he was a racist and blah, blah, blah. Who brought that up? You know? And this is what I mean. I'm trying to just have a fun stream, and I got to deal with this stupid shit. I'm just tired of it. I can't babysit fucking kids, you know? I'm tired of people, you know, the truth is, I don't know how many times you can give someone a chance, because Jake's been now banned like 5-6 times for doing this same kind of shit. Like, we're all just here having, exactly, Augustus Ming, you came here to see Max Payne. We didn't come here, I'm doing a fun pre-stream. And then I fucking come back and there's all this drama. What happened? Well, someone called out that Sedella was on a sock account and he's this, and then he upset to a comment and took a, what the fuck? Then get out. Get out and don't come back. If this is what you do in my stream chat, get out and don't come back. I don't want that shit anymore. And I'm serious. I'm putting my foot down at this point. I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to have people upset and people all angry at each other and shit because you got people who just want to stir drama up. And you can hide behind your bullshit. Oh, it wasn't me. Look at the law. Fuck you. I just saw you do it. You literally just did it. So enough is enough. Enough is enough. Yeah, I agree, ITG Jake. Jake Likes Cats is a huge shit stirrer. On a daily basis, he's a shit stirrer, and we don't need to stir shit anymore. Trust me, there's enough shit in the world. We don't need to stir shit into my stream. I've had enough. And that's it. I'm putting my foot down. I'm done. If Jake wants to contact me, whatever, but I'm not fucking unbanning that guy. I had enough. And that goes for many of you, because I know there's a few people who like to do this shit in the stream chat. Oh, I know. Let's stir some more shit up. Let's get people upset. Haha, maybe we could upset Tutankhamun, because behind the scenes in reality, I don't like Phil. And if we can get Tutankhamun to not come in and support Phil anymore, then we'll get our jollies, because look at what we did. Well, fuck you. Get the fuck out of my chat then. I had enough. Enough is enough. Alright, shout out to Steamin' Grumpy who did a 100-bit cheer. He says, what was the first concert you ever went to? I saw the Fat Boys. It was dope. The Fat Boys. Who the hell are the Fat Boys? I don't know who the hell the Fat Boys are. I never heard of them. The only concert I've ever gone to, real concert, was Dave Matthews Band. And I didn't pay for it or anything. Someone just had tickets and I went with my friends, so. Alright, Taziriel did 100-bit cheer. He says, glad for your positivity, but I also like to see detractors get wrecked. That's not what it's about. It's just about me trying to maintain a chat that's positive and fun, you know? How the hell is it that, you know, again, I'm having a positive, fun pre-stream. I come back and there's all this drama. I can't have this shit anymore. I'm tired of this. I am. Like, this used to happen constantly. This is one of the reasons why, back in the day, I couldn't deal with Twitch, and I went into YouTube for fucking 2 years. Because, at least on YouTube, you know, the chat was much more manageable. And I understand that you guys want to have a fun chat. I want to have a fun and open chat, but we have to be chill. We can't just be fucking bringing up fucking negative shit, memes, bullying people, and harping on dead shit. I'm tired of it. What the fuck? Sidella has not been in the stream chat for weeks to months. All right? Regardless if he's in here as a fucking sock account, I don't know that. And he's done nothing to do anything negative. So what the fuck are we doing this for? Why are we acting like little children? Grow the fuck up, man. Enough. And then you piss off a guy who's been nothing but positive, who's been supportive of the channel for 2 fucking straight months. You piss him off and he leaves because you gotta be fucking, you know, negative drama dicks. Well, fuck you. Get the fuck out for good then. Enough is enough. Alright, One Man's Journey, who I suspected was a troll for days, is a troll and he's gone. Get the fuck out. I'm having enough of this. I really am. I'm having enough of this. We're gonna clean fucking house right now. These people who are, oh, I pretend to be a positive supporter, but then I bring up this shit and it derails everything. No, enough. Alright, can we please now? Can we calm the fuck down? And can we have a fun stream about gaming, which is what this is supposed to be, instead of being a waste of fucking time with drama and shit, you know? I mean that, like, I just want to sit here and play games and have fun. I don't see why this nonsense has to come with it. I've told you guys a million times, and by the way, to those of you who have nothing to do with this, thank you. Thank you for being here and hanging out and being positive. I apologize that we even have to derail a fucking stream with this nonsense. I have no patience for this anymore. I just don't, man. You know, I just want to play games and have fun. I don't want to have this nonsense happen where people who are just here to have fun are now annoyed. People who are big supporters are pissed off. This is bullshit. I'm not going to have it anymore. I'm not. I've had it. All right. I think the best way to approach it, to move forward here, is to just move forward positively, guys. And to jump into Max Payne. By the way, shout out to Dooley, who did a 100-bit cheer. And Moonwalkman cheered. He says, I don't know what happened, but have fun, Phil. Yeah, well, that's what we're about to do. Okay? Okay. What happened? Your guess is as good as mine, B. Brian. I was doing a fun pre-stream. I was doing shout-outs. I come back, and everyone in stream chat's upset at each other. Tutankhamun is saying, I don't want to come here anymore. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I was doing a pre-stream. I come back, and everyone's attitudes has flipped. And now I find out there's people who are like, being bullies and you know, attacking each other and just being drama queens. I had enough of it. And I'm putting my foot down. I'm not putting up with this shit anymore, you know? All right. I got to get off this tangent because I'm getting angry. Yeah, I don't want to get angry. I want to have a fun stream, you know? Okay. So, Max Payne. We're going to wrap this up today, guys, on stream. I don't know. Some people are saying this is the hardest part of the game and it could be incredibly frustrating. I don't know. And like I said, if we do finish this early, then guess what? We will continue. We will continue with more. In fact, what we'll do is we'll switch over to Street Fighter V for a while, okay? All right, let's end the pre-stream, guys. And let's begin with Max Payne. Let's resume the game. Let's finish this up and go from there. Sound good? All right, thank you. Thank you very much for your support, and let's begin. All right.